Hello, 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 crypto family, Link family. We are here with the podcast. What we promised you guys. It's today, 18 March. We have, of course, the one and only Willy, the OG, the Doge OG. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to the people, Mintlo and T7, what worked so hard in the background for this podcast. So a big shoot out to Mintlo and to T7 guys. So we're gonna start this podcast, guys, with Willy. We're gonna have some interesting questions for Willy. We're gonna discuss the Bitcoin sentiment. We're gonna discuss the meme coin sentiment. We're gonna discuss the link. Of course, there is a lot of questions about link, and of course, guys, later in the episode, we will get a special guest, and then we're gonna do a Q&A with our special guest, so you guys are involved inside this podcast, so you guys can ask your questions, you guys can be a part of it. And guys, let's go. First of all, how are you doing? The most important question. How are you doing, Willy?
Fabulous, fabulous day. Thank you for having me again, Crypto Milad. Just doing wonderful, fabulous day, fabulous, just ready to go.
Our first episode last time, we had a lot of questions. Do again a session with Willy because a lot of people like to hear your story. For the people that don't know Willy, Willy is one of the first Doge miners in the crypto scene, guys. We have here Willy in the show. He was from 2013, one of the first Doge miners in the crypto scene. He was from the begin inside the Doge project, guys. So we have a special person here. I think it's very interesting to hear how Doge become Doge, and that maybe can serve us also for Link, because we can learn a lot from Doge. We can learn a lot from the knowledge of Willy, what's already here for many cycles. So we're gonna start with the main question, Willy. How is the sentiment of the Bitcoin at this moment? What do you think that the generally market, the Bitcoin at this moment is? Are we in doubt? Are we in a place that everybody think we go up or down, or are we in a place that people think we really don't know which way we go? Really, that's the main question of today.
Sure. And it's I can't give you a definite answer, of course, but I'm happy to share my thoughts on it. Right now, I believe the fear and greed index is I think it's around 35 right now. Um, and I think that's very reasonable based on what's going on right now. It was much stronger towards the fear side not long ago. It seems like I saw it get down into the teens, but honestly, my sentiment personally tracks along with that in regards to it's a tough market out there. It's tough, and uh, generally, most everybody's fearful right now, but it's getting better. That index is coming back from nearly bottoming it out. Bottoming it out. I've never seen it as low as it. I don't watch it like a hawk, but I've never seen it as low as it got recently. Last 2 or 3 months. But I would say right now we're definitely in the fear. People are worried. People are watching the markets, but like I say, it's coming up, and I see it continuing to come up. We're extremely volatile right now, so everybody wants to keep that in mind. Volatility. It just makes the market that much more unpredictable, in my opinion. But yeah, in general, I think we're coming back off of extreme fear, back into still fearful. But you listen to any professionals, in the finance industry. I think of Warren Buffett, but so many people will tell you to, buy the fear and sell the excitement. And so I think we've got a lot of momentum to come. So in general, that's about where I think we are right now. If that kind of answers your question, what you were targeted in on.
Okay, and the question to me, to you, it's how many percentage that you think, for example, that we will go, that the probability is that we have a big cycle, so the cycle it's not finished, because normally in other
Hmm.
cycles, the cycle it's larger. So normally when a cycle will end at this moment of time at the 109K, it will be a surprise, because normally when you look to other cycles, previous cycles, me and you, we are already here since 2012 in the cryptocurrency. We saw
Hmm.
many cycles come and we saw many cycles go, and a normally cycle it never ends at this point. So normally we have at least minimum 1 year to go to close the cycle, to finish the cycle. Do you think, how many percentage do you give that maybe this cycle will be different? For example, that the 109K was the top, and from there we will just go in some kind of bear market for a longer time of period. Or do you think this is just
Hmm.
a shakeout, and that want to scare the retail investors, the more little investors with less experience in the market? Do you think that they want to scare this out and they want to buy back for a lower price, and we go have the mega cycle, the super cycle, what a lot of respected people inside the market
Hmm.
think? Or do you think maybe we're gonna have a surprise and this is the end?
I don't. I can't imagine. Now, of course, this is all just my personal perspective. I can't imagine it being over, being the entire cycle being over right now. And that's just my feeling because of everything that I see going on really worldwide. The financial markets, Bitcoin especially. So, it's all kind of tied in together.
Yeah.
And I for the short medium term, I don't know. I definitely my sentiment is that they are hammering the market hard, about as hard as they can right now, to wipe out positions and to drive the price lower. So a lot of what I see happening in the market, it's volatile as can be, and the prices are dramatic. You see dramatic drops. I see a lot of intention on shaking out regular people through scaring them. That's why that fear index is so high, because it's working. It works when they do that. It shakes people out of the market,
Yeah.
and big entities get their entry. I think we're seeing a lot of that going on right now. I think just as an example, this might sound silly, but I think if Warren Buffett ever touched crypto, he would be buying right now, if that makes sense. But I cannot imagine that this big cycle is over and it's gonna come down into a bear market. Um, I think if it doesn't ramp up, we need a couple of more months. Me personally, I think it might be 5 or 6 months until a new type of economic engine is running through the world. And likewise, crypto it's unstoppable. The blockchain is, and I put all of those things together, and I can't imagine. But at the same time, you never know. You never know with crypto. And so, to give you a percentage, I would say, and this is just me personally, but I shoot high. I think there's an 80% chance that the big cycle, is not over and is not about to go into bear market long term. That's just me.
It makes a lot of sense, really, because your opinion, of course, is respected in the community. Like I said, you are a long time in the crypto scene. It's not that it's your first cycle, so I always respect opinion from people. There are many cycles inside the scene, because they know where the price can go. We went like it was a roller coaster. The
Mhm.
crypto scene. It was a really roller coaster. We went like the years before, when we started to discover Bitcoin altcoins. It was a more more scary actually, because the
Yeah.
dips and the pumps were so, there were so much difference in between. Like sometimes I remember we had days that we dropped literally 70-80%, and
Hmm.
this you don't have at this moment, at this moment. So I agree a lot with your opinion in this case, that it will be a very big surprise, and it will surprise not only the retail investors and the little investors and the people they are here in the first cycle. It will also be very very surpriseful for the people they are here many years, because like I am also in groups with quite respected Bitcoin maxis, and
Hmm.
they are here for many cycles. A couple from them are here from the first cycle, from the begin of when Bitcoin existed, and
Hmm.
nobody expect this. We have very good chart readers. We have very good people that can read the chart and predict prices and give some kind of realistic probability of the outcome. And we all agree that this is just a shakeout. So this is not the final, like the final end of the cycle. So we agree all in that part. So yeah, let's hopefully hope that this is the case, and we will not have a problem, like a surprise. Let's say it like a surprise that
Sure.
we're gonna dip. So what I think actually is that maybe we have a couple weeks more downside, maybe
Hmm.
until begin April, half April. But I expect actually that if we dip, if we're gonna go lower and we break, for example, this bottom where we are in at 76K, if we break it, I think the chance is there that we go to the low 70s. Personally, I don't
Hmm.
expect that the Bitcoin will drop lower than around low 70s, so around 70K. I think that's a quite a moment that it's really the best opportunity to buy the bottom, because I think this is the buy of the year. Just there is two things what I consider. If we go to the 70K and we go fast up, so the moment that we dip, we are not more than, for example, you don't have more than 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours to buy the dip. That
Right.
makes me very very bullish. Every hour, every 2 hours, every moment that we are longer inside this 70K, it will make me more getting in doubt. It will make me
Sure.
more in doubt, because for me, a real bottom, it never can take longer than a one day. Normally a bottom, the real bottom, it should form in a time frame of 1 or 2 hours, that you can decide, oh, this is the bottom, or no, this is not the bottom, and I think it go lower. And to be honest, if we're gonna break 70, if we're gonna go to 70K and we stay there for a couple of days, to be honest, the probability it increased that maybe it's the end of the cycle. But I don't expect it. I give it the 80% chance that it's not the end of the cycle. This is just a shakeout. In a couple of weeks, we will find the bottom if we already didn't find the bottom. And if we break 92K, I think we're gonna have a quite big chance that we're gonna go break the 103K. And if we break the 103K, I will be always so bullish that we're gonna break the all-time high. If we are 3, 4, 5% away from the all-time high, I will, for any asset, predict that it will gonna break the all-time high. So that's my prediction. And
Hmm.
now the question to you, Willie, what do you think that the memes and the altcoins will do? Because the Bitcoin dominance at this moment of time, it's quite in a moment that is quite crushed. Like the Bitcoin dominance is high, the altcoins are
Hmm.
bleeding, the meme coins are bleeding. Do you think that this gonna change?
Boy, goodness, it's hard to say. And I
One
haven't.
second, Willie. 1 second, Willie. I have a little problem with my thing with my battery. 1 second.
Certainly, certainly. Take your time.
And yes, we are back. I saw that
Sure.
I had a little problem with my battery, and if that happened, then we are totally out. So I fixed it. So we
Oh,
are back with Willy, the OG. So my
nice,
question
nice.
was about the altcoins and the meme coins. The altcoins and the meme
Yeah.
coins really are literally crushed. The people are crying. The people are in doubt. What you can tell the
Mhm.
people? What you can advise the people that are at this moment scared and they think, oh, my altcoins are bleeding. Does it go up or
Mhm.
will the pump come? Will the super cycle come? What a lot of people, actually, a lot of respected people think that will come.
I um I sure think it will come, but I don't know that it's going to come for every coin out there, especially when we're talking about meme coins and especially when we're talking about Solana. It's so hard to say. But the one thing that I do know is, well, I can't say I know it. The one thing that I foresee is a number of the less serious meme coins being wiped out, even if we do have the super cycle. Because what we've gotten into, there's an expectation, frankly, there's an expectation of coins and what they're going to do. And it's not a great expectation. It seems like a lot of people, especially on Solana, you know, they understand that what they're buying into is probably not going to last long at all, but everybody thinks because they know they'll get out. Back to the main point, though, I think if the super cycle does come and the Bitcoin dominance starts to basically dip under, so to speak, um, the the community coins, the meme coins on Sol that are in there right now, grinding, cooking, working. Uh, I think those are the ones that are going to survive. And I think if there is a super cycle, it's just going to lift the entire tide of the positive ones. And also, I'm sure I'm sure plenty of strong, what you might call silly meme coins will also ride that wave. But I think a lot of these smaller things that just frankly people expect that they're going to be rugs, and almost all of them are rugs. In other words, people start the coin and just pull out all of their liquidity, and everybody that got in it, you know, you
Can
you just
I
lost.
can I ask you one quick questions in between? What
Yeah,
where do you see a difference between a rock and some meme coin that will survive in the long term? Where do you see this difference between it?
utility and also community. Going back to my Doge years, the whole thing with Dogecoin was the community. That's so much of everything that you see from Doge came from that incredibly strong, fun community. And so I think definitely you need community, um, for sure. A strong community that's working together, or at least gelling. You know what I mean? At least having some fun, trying to get to know each other, things like that. And I also think utility. There's so much utility we can layer on to the right to the right coin. But two, it's kind of hard to wrap really serious DeFi financial utility around a silly frog with his eyes crossed, or a dog that turns into a woman in um, like I'm thinking of Apple. But at the same time, I think some of those are going to hit. But you must have the community gelling together and have that represent what you're trying to do in your coin. And some utility does not hurt at all. The more utility, not necessarily the more utility, but the better utility your little coin has, or utilities going forward, those are both going to give you a big edge. And I think those are the two things that will be key to meme coins coming along with this super cycle if it comes on. That's just my opinion.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, Willie, we both agree. as people, they are a long time inside the cycles. We both agree that the cycle, it's not finished yet. So that's
Right.
our outcome. That's a positive outcome, guys.
You
And I
betcha.
can confirm that a lot of people, respected people that I know in the cryptocurrency, they think the same. So actually, we expect that Bitcoin will bottom out in the upcoming couple weeks. I expect before half April. That's my latest outcome. What my chart shows me, the way how I see it in the Tom DeMark rule in the way of trading. I see we can have maybe a couple weeks more downside, but I think we will definitely have pull up, and I think if that happens, that there will come some kind of super cycle what we had in the altcoins in around 2018. So let's
Mhm.
hope for that.
If I could, I'll just say I think it's wonderful because you come from much more of the technical analyst side and the history of the cycles, which I'm certainly aware of. I've certainly been through them. I come from a much more emotional point of view,
Yeah.
which granted, it makes you a horrible trader. Of like in the pump fund trenches, I did terrible because I'm emotional. It's hard to take that emotion out of me, but I think it's so great that just my thoughts of emotions and what I see emotionally, you and others are seeing technically a very similar idea. I think that's strong. I like that.
I heard you really saying the word pump fund. That's a word what it's quite new inside inside this cycle, inside this meme cycle.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
ask you something, and then I gonna give my own opinion about it. What do you
Please.
think that? What do you think that pump fund adds to this cryptocurrency? Is it positive? Is it negative? Will it stay with us, or are we already over pump fund? What do you
Is
think
it still up?
about pump fund? What do you think about it? Tell me what you think about it, because I think the people are very curious about hearing about this. A lot of people are saying meme coins. A lot of people know pump fund. What do you think
Sure.
about it?
Well, is it still up? Like, can you still go on Pump Fun and
You
launch
can still
token?
go up. I can confirm. Yeah, you can today
Okay.
go on pump fund and create a coin in 5 minutes.
Good luck getting to the bonding curve. Good luck hitting radium. I mean, if I understand correctly, it's so hard to get up out of Pump Fun anymore just because of what it is. Uh, no offense, Pump Dot Fun, but it was fun for a little bit, but that thing's just a huge uh, exit liquidity suck. I mean, I'm sorry, that's my 2 cents. Everything in there is just people trying to get liquidity out first, and I don't know. I can't. I shouldn't say everyone because there's all kinds of stuff going on there. And I'm so passionate for Link, and we have PUMP at the end of our contract address. And I assume that's going to be forever, So it's got
That's gonna be
PUMP
forever. Yeah, I can confirm that. You cannot change your contract address.
precisely. So we're going to have to learn to live with it. But I think it's toxic. It's fun at the same time. I had some fun in there, but it was more toxicity than fun for me by far. And I would start getting irritated at least at individuals, and I don't like living my life that way. I don't like making myself susceptible to an individual, irritating me, getting under my skin, and that happened daily in Pump Dot Fun to me, as an
I
official.
can definitely agree with you, Willie. And for me, actually, launching on pump fund is just for a pump fund.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just for a rock pool, because I'm gonna
Hmm.
explain you why. When you launch on pump fund, the way how they launch, you can't control definitely your supply, so you will get snipers.
Yeah,
Snipers are the horrible people that for me it's like a toxic people, snipers, because they're gonna snipe your coins in the beginning, in the way
Yeah,
how
it's
they do it.
useless
It
and they're
doesn't matter.
everywhere.
It's maybe with bots. It's maybe with Telegram bots or whatever. But they will
Hmm.
snipe your tokens away, and when they snipe your tokens away, average sniper, he don't hold the token more than a couple hours. So he will
Hmm.
snipe it away and he will break your charts in two. And even if you are a very healthy coin, and the owner and the people behind it, they have the best ideas and the best intention for the coin, you cannot avoid that your chart gonna look a little bit nasty. I think a person that launch a coin on pump fund, he could better do it in another way, a way that he can avoid, that he have more control of the tokens, and he can avoid snipers, because there is many ways how you can avoid snipers. You can do
Yep.
it, you can do it in many ways, just not
Hmm.
in pump fund, because the way how it's created, it's literally the page, it's called pump fund. So it's a
Right.
pump, a fun, and a dump. That's what it's literally
Absolutely.
saying. So the
Yeah.
way how this bonding curve goes in his work, the person that have first the coins, it's almost for free. The next one, he pay something for it. The after one, he pay a little bit more for it. And
Hmm.
when you, I think, come around 59K dollars, then you go to the then you go to Radium. So
Hmm.
then you go out, and, 98 of the 98% of the coins will not reach that. So they will never come to Radium. It's just before they reach that, they are already killed in Palm Fun.
Hmm.
So yeah, I understand. If you are a serious coin for long term, I will definitely not recommend to start your coin on Pump Fun, of course.
No,
First of
it's
all, what you say, you are always with the name inside, and that's of course, it's not a
sure.
good start. It doesn't mean, let me be clear with it. It doesn't mean that a coin that is on Pump Fund started, it cannot become a good coin or a big coin. Just, I mean, you
We're
make
gonna
the
prove
start
that.
so complicated. You make it all more difficult. It's the same like you can take the water from the tap, or you
Hmm.
can go climb the mountain and get your water and come back. I mean, there is a
Yeah.
difference between that. So I think, yeah, we agree about pump funds. So definitely,
Tell
yeah,
you
it's
a funny story. Just real quick, I'll tell you a funny story. LYNK, who
yeah.
is the link that our coin is named after, he put
That
up a
is the
post.
guy that actually this guy, what you call, that's the guy that actually invented, like, made this coin, or
Well, he didn't make it. He's a Cole. He's an influencer. He has a slick trading group. I think he's got about a 250,000 followers. Um, and what happened in the very beginning? Someone brought it out of Radium on Pump Fun and sent it all to Link OX. And Link OX, that's when he opened up the space and basically said, "Hey, someone just minted this coin, sent it all to me, and I don't want it. What do y'all want me to do with it?" And so that's and we still don't know. I don't know if anybody's hardcore trying to trace who that was, but that was a mystery person that, as far as I know, that just sent it all to Link, brought it out of
okay,
Radium and sent it all to Link. But
okay,
the story I was going to tell you just real
yeah,
quick, Link OX, the same. He posted on Twitter just a funny post on X about a week ago, and it was the Pump Fund it was the Pump Fund trenches, and it showed somebody, it's probably a bot, opened the coin, bought $10,000 worth of the coin, and then a few minutes later, somebody made a $3 buy, the very first buy, and it was $3, and then they dumped the 10,000. and it was just incredible. Like that's where it is right now. Somebody starts a coin and they got $10,000 in it, and if somebody buys, they just rip the whole thing down and take the $3.
Okay, so that was the begin. Just like the coin, if we want to talk about Link, it's now at other level. It's not anymore a average pump fund coin. It's now a coin that it's quite respected by a lot of people. A lot of people believe in it and swear by God on it that it will go reach the top 100. Um I wanna before we go to the Link story, I wanna ask you something else,
Hmm.
Willie. I think
Sure.
something what everybody want to hear, and I think it's important. You were from the begin inside Dogecoin. Dogecoin is one of the most respected meme coins at
Agreed.
today. So from the very begin, Willie, when you was with the Dogecoin,
Hmm.
um, like what happened, because I heard the Dogecoin started as a joke. It was at Reddit. What you the community was mostly at Reddit. It was a group guys. They like to talk with each other. They like to hang out with each other. And on a
Hmm.
moment, because two people were the co-founders. Do you know the names of these two people?
Yeah, absolutely. It was Billy Marcus
Okay.
and Jackson Palmer.
Okay, and
Um,
and and before you go further, it was these two people, and I heard that there's something happened that one of the co-founders he talked. Okay, I don't want to continue anymore with Deutsch. What do you remember? What was the moment that this happened, and what was the reason that one of the co-founders say, okay, I don't want to stay anymore in Deutsch. I'm gonna do something else. What was the reason, Willie, if I may ask? I think a lot of people have this question.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. So Dogecoin, it was December 2013 when they launched it, and so really January it started kind of ramping up. 2014 really started ramping up, and it was basically Jackson Palmer by about mid 2014. He just kind of threw his hands up and left the community. And in regards to Jackson's, his basically his point of view was that the crypto space was too profit driven and too toxic, which looking back, I think it's incredibly ironic because Jackson came up with the idea. The idea formed in Jackson Palmer's mind, and he was working at Adobe at the time, and basically he was, and I'm assuming some of this, but this is generally how it happened. He was into crypto. He liked Doge. He decided, I'm going to smash the Doge meme onto crypto, and I'm going to call it Dogecoin. And then he went and bought Dogecoin.com, the domain.
Okay.
Um, and so that was the very beginning. And then he tweeted out, what did he tweet out? I'm investing in Dogecoin. I think it's going to be the next big thing. And all he had was a website and his idea. And so basically, right then, Billy Marcus saw the tweet and Billy contacted him right away, and was like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this right now. And so, and basically, Billy was with IBM. He was a software engineer at IBM. And so uh, Billy wrote Dogecoin. I mentioned it was from Litecoin, but it was actually Billy took a coin called Lucky Coin and reset the parameters, reprogrammed it, however you say it, technically. But he made Lucky Coin basically uh, faster and more accessible for normal people to mine, kind of like myself. And so basically, that's 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 that was the beginning, and up to Jackson Palmer, coming up with the idea and then exiting the space. I guess about 6 months later, because everybody was concerned about the price and toxicity. But now, and I laugh a little bit because looking back, and no judgment on Jackson, I'm not as familiar with Jackson. Billy is Shibatoshi Nakamoto on X.
Willie, are you with us? Because I see that I think you lost your connection. I don't know if the guys in the chat wanna confirm that.
I'm back. You're back.
Oh, you are back.
Are
Yeah,
we
you are
back?
back. You are back. Yeah,
Okay,
you are back.
great.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Welcome
apologies.
back.
I don't know if that's on my side or
So
not,
go ahead.
but well, I'm just smiling, Malad, because I think it's ironic that Jackson, it was his idea in his head. He invented it in his head before it was developed. And he left before the first year was over because of the toxicity and everybody worried about the price. But I smile and think it's ironic because most of the crew, most of us, we're not toxic. We're not worried about the price at all. I wasn't looking at the price one bit. But likewise, that's why I didn't remember how much we spiked towards the very beginning and then came back down. But
I think, like, if I remember, Doge went around. It started like it went around in the first year 10 times up, and then I want to ask you: was that the reason that it went 10 times up and it went totally back from the start? The price went so much up, 10 times up, and it went totally back to the beginning. Was the reason that the co-founder exited? Like, was it a shock for the community?
I think so. I would have to look back to tell you exactly, but I think the price action in the beginning um, is, I think that had a lot to do with Jackson Palmer leaving. He just didn't
Okay.
like, he didn't like that there were people in there trading it, working the chart because it's supposed to be a silly old, joke meme, and you know, with with people, trying to buy and sell the chart, of course, there's people trying to FUD, and there's some, toxicity comes in on purpose to get lower entry. And so that began happening because we had insane value to it. But yes, I think the volatility, might have definitely had something to do uh, with him leaving
Yeah,
first.
because I can imagine that if the co-founder leave the project, that of course a lot of people think if the co-founder leave the project, then why should I believe in the project? I can imagine
Yeah.
if you put your money in something and the person, the leader, let's say, or one of the leaders in this case,
Mhm.
he leave it. Of course, a lot of people think, okay, if he don't believe it, why should I believe it? He is the inventor. He's the person
Absolutely.
behind it. So of course, I understand then that the price can drop a lot
Hmm.
in a coin like Doge. Do you remember what was the moment actually? What made Doge coming so big that it's now? What was the, if you make it a short story about it? What was the main thing that Doge really become it what it's now today? Because it's become so big. Like, you need, I think, powerful people behind it
Hmm.
with a strategic mind, with a strong mind, with also a
Hmm.
business mind. Because this kind of things, it's a joke, but there
Hmm.
should be some business brains behind it and some serious behind it to push it so high, because this doesn't
Sure.
come from the sky. Where this turned around from a joke to a moment that people talk, "Oh, wow, this
Hmm.
Deutsch is really becoming something that nobody expected."
I think it was all from the community, and the fact that, you talk about utility and stuff within our crew. We had an amazing amount of utility with Dogecoin, only just in tipping each other, and that give people a big smile. You make a meme and you put it up, and tons of people tip you Dogecoin, and it's just, it's a way to use your coin, which is great. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
using it makes it more useful. That sounds a little silly, but um, it was worthless, but to us it was invaluable. Like, to get a tip of Doge, It was so special, I can't even explain it because, you're trying to mine it so you can give some out, and then people are giving you 10 times as much, because you put a silly meme up. And none of that ever stopped. The tipping culture and the do good every day mindset in general, that just never stopped. And so there's always that culture in there with Reddit, you know, um, and like I say, the value is stored in the community. It literally is. And so inside to us, it was invaluable, near invaluable the whole time. We loved the value of it. We used the value of it to tip each other. And value can be all kinds of different things. Value, you can look at the chart and pinpoint the exact value in US dollars. But I'm talking about the value of a smile, of getting 1,000 Dogecoin tip because your meme is so neat. That's a whole different kind of value, but it's very valuable. And that's kind of the gas that the community was running on. I'm sorry, you told me to make it short.
No, you can
But
make it as you want, but I wanted like a short, strong answer
sure.
about it so that it's clear for the people what it make. Because I think a lot of people now in the spaces they want to know and they don't know, and they want to know, like for example,
Mm,
how a meme coin can become so big without any real utility.
sure.
Like you say, a meme coin in generally it doesn't really uh, have something really that it's doing something. So the worth of a meme
Mhm,
coin is based on what the community and what the investors think it's the price of.
mhm.
Was there some kind of technical things, for example, the way burn they did they burn supply from Doge, or had they some kind of strategy, or maybe you don't know that, but if you know that, was there something special at Doge in the way how they controlled the tokens that it become more that it become more worthful, or was it just the community that it grew bigger and bigger and bigger?
Well, there's a few different things there. I was trying to think of the burning mechanism. I guess you certainly could burn Doge, and I am assuming plenty of Doge was burned, but I don't remember the burning so much. Partly because back then I was barely even
Do you,
familiar with
do you
what
know the
burning meant.
supply? Do you know the supply of Doge or?
Yes, it's actually, and this is crazy. It will never end. It's one of the only, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one of the only inflationary cryptocurrencies out there, even still today. I think what that means is it can be mined forever and ever. There's not an endpoint where you can no longer mine Doge. Um, and so it's before I was thinking it was kind of programmed to go about 90 100 years, but since I look back, because I wanted to refresh my knowledge. And yeah, it'll never, you can always mine more Doge off of the blockchain, the way Billy created it. And so inflationary, that means there's always going to be more Doge being mined. Um, and so that was, that in and of itself is almost kind of unique to Dogecoin in regards to the supply. But back then, from what I recall, we focused very little on um, the price metrics of the coin, if that makes sense. And
It
it
makes
worked
sense.
out beautifully because that's all the value was in the community part, and I think that's what's reflected in Doge today. A huge amount of the value in Doge right now is because of where it came from, and because it's enjoyable, and because that's the way Billy Marcus wrote Jackson Palmer's idea. And Billy literally, he designed it to be faster, easier to mine, and to be less intimidating than Bitcoin. And that's exactly why I went into it, because it was not as intimidating and it was easier to mine.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember a lot of supply metrics and us.
Okay.
really.
Can I ask you another thing about Deutsch,
Hmm.
because that's quite important to know. Was there a lot of money and power of the people inside Deutsch in the beginning? For example, the co-founders, were they rich people? Had they a lot of power? Did they pump a lot of money inside the coin, or was the power and the money and all the investment, did it came little bit by little bit from the investors and they reinvested it in the right way?
Yep, exactly the latter. There were very few what we call whales. There were very few. Now there were some Dogecoin maxis who had plenty of money and bought large amounts of Dogecoin. Like I remember the first guy that had 1 million Doge. That was like a huge deal, That was, but no, in general, there weren't the big investor whales, with adding direction and influence. They were mostly in it for the fun. Also, they had a large supply, but they weren't trying to pull liquidity out. They were trying to tip people big, and you know what I mean. Use it big, sponsor the Jamaican bobsledders and
Okay.
NASCAR and
So
things like
that's
that.
a very important thing, Willie. So they didn't, they had not hungry bellies. They didn't put it inside their own pockets. They reinvested everything inside the community.
Exactly. It was as if they were there for the same reasons we were there and were mixing it up the same way we were. But the way they were doing it, they were really hyping it because it's, lots more Doge. When you get tipped 10,000 Doge, it's it's a much bigger deal.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, that's my
So
general sentiment of how it was back then.
thank you so much for this information. So now, guys, let's go to the link part. What do you think, Willie, that link at this moment of time need to break the chart and go higher and make some move up? What do you think that's at this moment needed to grow, like what Deutsche, for
Hmm.
example, did? Where can you even compare this? Because you were from the beginning Link and you were from the beginning in Deutsch.
Hmm.
Can you tell us something, like, do you see similarities or do you see things what Deutsch did what Link doesn't do? Do you see
Hmm.
things in the chart, for example, difference? What are the difference at this moment, for example, what you felt in Deutsch and not in Link, or otherwise? Or do you think we are at the same road?
I think there are a whole lot of similarities. There's a whole lot of similarities between Link in particular and Dogecoin, and there's also some things that are very much different, of course. But yeah, in regards to the things that are similar, um, just the community. I mean, I can't stress that enough. That's how Doge made it to where they are right now, and that's how we're operating going forward. From the last 50, what are we, 52 days, 54 days old. Um, this community reminds me of the Doge community like nothing I've ever seen before in between. I have certain interests, computers. I really enjoy mining and cryptocurrency, and it's hard to relate a lot of times out there just to the general public because a lot of times you just start in and you just get a confused look on your face, and they can't follow you at all. But like with the Doge crowd, you know, more or less most people in there knew what you were talking about if you're talking about memes or computers or any of that kind of stuff. And the Link community is so very similar, in the way we support each other, in the way that we build together and gel. um, and you were asking me, what do I think Link needs, to do what Dogecoin did. I think we need to stay exactly on track. I think we need to do exactly what we're doing right now, which is a lot. I mean, we're hitting a lot of points. You know what I mean? Doing live spaces all the time. we've got raid groups that go out and raid, to give us visibility. I'm personally going to try to ramp up our visibility, just worldwide, for and more or less give people an opportunity to participate. If they want to be in a club, kind of like we were doing with Doge, we're trying to emulate it. We are emulating it. We're nearly doing the same thing, but we've rebranded into a lovely new branding logo. It's very sharp in my opinion. I think it's professional as can be, but
Are you
our
one
roots are still
question?
there.
Sorry, one question about the logo, Willie. Do you
Hmm.
think it was a good change to change the logo from this little girl logo to this logo?
Yeah,
Do you see this as a positive step to change it? And do you know what was
absolutely.
the reason of the change?
Absolutely, because we want to be taken seriously. We're
Mm.
serious about what we're doing with Link, and we want it to be taken seriously. Not that we don't have fun, not that we don't enjoy the memes. I mean, that's a huge part of it. It's just making memes and the camaraderie and having the fun. But from my personal perspective, I was speaking earlier on how it's really hard to wrap a bunch of serious decentralized finance utility over a frog or or a retardio or whatever. Mad respect for those things, but that's not what we want to be, and that's not what we want to represent in the space. We want to be a serious as can be DeFi vehicle on Solana, and I think our image fits that perfectly. We've got pump at the end of our contract address. That's never going away. But what from my
So hopefully it
personal,
will pump.
what's that?
Hopefully it will pump.
Oh, it's gonna pump.
We
It
have
will
it in the
pump.
back
Believe
on the
you me,
address,
it's
so
gonna pump.
it
But
should pump.
talk,
Um,
just real quick, talking about the history and the price history.
yeah.
Um, Doge went up to 100 million market cap that first year, and that from the perspective at that time, that it just blew to the moon, going to 100 million, and then came back down and struggled. Volatility. It's not that it was huge arguments, but some people wanted it to really grow in value. Some people wanted it to just a lot of people just wanted to keep it and tip each other and just keep that tipping culture going and stuff. But but yeah, basically, um, I apologize. Tell me, what am I trying to wrap up here for you? Right this second.
No, it's fine. Like, I wanna ask you other question, Willie, about persons, people that are a little bit less, let's say, less bullish. They are a little bit more cautious. They think a little bit more about why the heck should I put my hard work money in a meme
Hmm.
coin? What do you want to tell the people, for example, if they ask, why will Link not rock me? Or
Hmm.
why is Link not unrockable?
Sure, sure. And we consider ourselves, unruggable, and it's hard to define. It's hard to be unruggable, but in general, we basically consider ourselves unruggable, and there's a number of reasons that go into that. I would say in general, if you're looking at meme coins, or coins on Solana, first and foremost, just extremely high risk, and only put in what you're willing to lose. And that should be almost across the board. But just know it's ludicrously high risk, and that's why it's fun, because when it shoots up 100 times, and you win, you do great. But it's insane risk with Link. Not that there's not risk. We're a cryptocurrency on Solana. Of course, there's inherent risk there, but so many of the risk factors we have literally taken out and shown over and over and over again. I guess I could start with the locked supply. We literally have 76.6%. I said literally. We have 76.6% of the supply definitely locked for 1 year.
Do you think that's good to lock 76% of the supply? Do you see negative points in that?
I would love to hear what they are, because it seems like there would be, or more projects, more people would try this. But honestly, Milan, I've been evaluating it, and I don't know where they are yet. I'd love to hear, what are the negatives of our locked supply.
For example, that not the 100% is circulated, and the market cap. It's not like you cannot show your exactly market cap. For example, do you think that's a problem?
Yeah, and we're working on that to have the
Because
market cap
25,
represent exactly
25
what is
January, right? 25 January, right? Really,
right.
2026, right?
Yeah,
The supply will be unlocked.
that's
What do
right.
you
That's
think
right.
that what do you think that will happen at this moment? Because there comes a big supply in the market for Link at that moment.
Hmm.
Can it be can it be only positive, or can it also go negative? Do you can tell us, for the people that are in doubt, for example, they think, oh, should I invest in Link or not for this reason? Because this is a very like a point of doubt with a lot of people that think, okay, should I invest in Link or should I not invest in Link? Can you
Hmm.
clarify a little bit about that? To, for example, if somebody asks me, should I put my money in it? Of course, in the end, is no ways financial advice. It's always the decision of the investor self. But
Hmm.
could you, for example, say why you think it's good to invest in it, even if its supply is locked and it is comes and it will be open in 2025 January, like let's say
Hmm.
in 9 months' time from now?
Sure. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to go back just a little bit in regards to the locked supply and how that could be a bad thing. Um, Absolutely, it could be a terrible thing, especially if the future of the locked supply is unknown. You have no idea what a group or entity is going to do with that, what is literally three-fourths of the supply of the coin.
Yeah.
Absolutely, under normal circumstances, that could be extreme risk. Um, I was coming from it from a more personal inside view of Link, and I know
I think we lost you lost your connection, Willy. We wait until Willy comes back with us. Hopefully it will be fixed soon. Okay, Willy is back.
I'm
Are you
back. I
back, Willy?
apologize. I don't know where that's coming from. We'll get
Maybe
that
a
fixed.
little problem in the connection with your Wi-Fi, but you are back again. So continue, please, where you was what you was explaining.
Sure, sure. Let's see. And yeah, the locked supply.
Yeah.
Basically, from the inside of Link community, I understand exactly what our plans are for that locked supply, and what that is. We intend to use it for ourselves. In other words, for Link holders, that supply, we're going to use it to compound our culture, our coin, our value, um, and let it work for us. And I can't say specifically, because we're still working that out as a team, as a community, and there's a number of different ways that can work to our advantage. And so we're studying, talking it out with the entire community, and I'm confident that we're going to come to the very best use of that locked supply in these regards. Now, to expand on the unruggable part, that's just one piece, because and where that helps is there's 75% of the supply locked for a year, so you can just not worry about that, at least for a year. And that puts what, 24% is on the market. We hold 22% of that 24%, And there's about 2% of LYNK left on the market right now, if that kind of makes sense. And the whole time we've been, not everybody's holding the whole time. People are in our charts, people are trading us. But in general, the family, the LYNK community is absolute diamond hands. We don't let it go. We don't let it go. And that's 24, close to, 20% of that supply around. So then you got another, what I'm saying is right this second, there's about 2% left of the LYNK supply. And we're not selling it from inside at all yet, hardly at all. And so I think that promotes incredible strength from a personal viewpoint, especially being in that community and mixing it up almost daily, in the spaces, in Discord and in Telegram, just all over the place. Now, another aspect of our unruggability is the distribution. And if you're not familiar, if you're a little newer to crypto, that means what wallets hold the coin and the amount of wallets holding the coin. If one or two or coordinated wallets hold a good amount of the supply, they can run the chart basically how they want to. The more you have of the supply, the more you can influence it. Well, we are so broken out, and part of that is because of how we formed naturally. No one knew this was coming ahead of time. It was just kind of announced and whoop, it was on. And so people didn't have time to strategize. I'm assuming a little bit of this, but back to the distribution of wallets. If you pull us up, you'd be hard pressed to find a wallet that I don't think any of our wallets have 1% of the supply of LYNK. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
the biggest wallet is like under 1%. Yeah, correct.
yeah, exactly. And so in other words, that's another piece that helps us be unruggable.
And another question, really, what do you think that with the supply that will be available at 76% supply, what you will do with this supply to make this coin make LYNK something successful?
Absolutely. And I wish I could get into specifics in that regards,
For example,
but
if the 76% will be in your hands, what will you do?
oh, boy, good question. See, I am not a financial wizard like some of the others in the LYNK community.
Like
Uh,
like like can I give you a couple, for examples? Will you
Please.
burn it? Will you reinvest it in marketing? Will you do, for example, give it away, giveaways to the community, give it back to the community itself, like the wallets?
Mhm.
And for example, if you give it like airdrops, are you scared that people don't gonna sell off or not sell off? Because there is a risk when you do airdrops that people get a certain amount of LYNK and they know it's coming, that they're gonna sell it off. For
Yeah.
that you should have like a quite trusted, like you should trust everybody in the community to the price doesn't drop. Do you think maybe
Mhm.
it's better just don't do airdrops and all the amount reinvest in for example marketing or other things what can improve the coin, for example exchanges, tier one exchanges and marketing? Do you think
Mhm.
that the biggest amount should go in that to just make the price of LYNK going up, or do you think what will you do with that? If I give
Sure,
you the
I get it. I understand a little better now. If the 76% came to me and
yeah.
I was in charge of developing that out, um, definitely a good piece of it for the tipping, to tip people. Not airdrops necessarily. I don't mind airdrops. I'm okay with airdrops. I think they're fun and they're promotional. But I like the idea of tipping for something specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for a meme or for doing somebody a favor or just for being a neat person. I love the idea of just throwing tips all over the place. And it doesn't have to be the size, it doesn't have to be the amount of the link, or, it's just the idea that you're tipping. Um, I would definitely want to expand on the tipping culture. Definitely use some of that for marketing and um, well, yeah, just professional marketing, because it makes a difference when you hire professionals, to represent you. I don't like the idea of burning it. I mean, it reduces the supply and it reduces it forever. And it's not, it works in a lot of
What
situations.
What do you think about the marketing at this moment from Link?
I can't believe what a powerhouse we are, just because of the individuals mixing it up every day. Like, we're known, we're well established on crypto Twitter from my point of view. Sometimes it's hard to see from the inside, but well, I'll give you an example. I was watching an NFT project just last night, and it wasn't link related or anything, but the girl that created the project, she was a link holder, and I knew her from being in our spaces before. Crypto nice lady. I won't target in on her too much, but basically, um, they had these NFTs, these Vibes Society NFTs, and so I went up into their space last night because it was fun, and they were well, come to find out, they saw me. They invited me up to speak in their space, and I thanked them, and it was really neat. And there were a number of Link people in there. There were a number of our Link people in there already, just having fun. And some of us were buying their NFTs, and one of our members, Hambo, he minted one of their NFTs, because they were fun and cool and stuff. And he pulled an NFT with a Link shirt on it. The NFT was wearing a Link shirt with our nice new branding logo. And it was actually the shirt that he redesigned. Like, we had a real nice, slick, corporate looking, not corporate looking, but a real nice branded logo t-shirt. And he went back to us and he was like, what if it says this, eat, sleep, link up, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But long story short, he minted that NFT. So this project was already promoting Link and putting our t-shirts onto their NFT characters and stuff. And I just can't even explain it, Milad. It was like meme magic, something I haven't seen in a long time. Our person goes over to hang out and pull and then an NFT from some other neat people, and our NFT that we pulled has our T-shirt on it. And I can't even explain how awesome that is. But it also tells me, that we are making noise. We're being seen, and it's just because we're doing it every day. We're there, we're grinding, we're having fun, and we're doing it. And lots of stuff is falling down all around us. And we mentioned the market, we mentioned where we are, but we mostly grind, get in the back kitchen and cook and have fun. Gaming. We've got an entire gaming crew now that games together. Sometimes it's fun just to hop in a video game together for a couple of hours.
Do you think, for example, that a podcast like this, Willie, it's good? For example, this podcast is also on Spotify, it's also on YouTube, it's also on Apple. T7 was behind it. He came with this idea together with Mintlow. They are in the backstage working hard for this thing. Do you think that things like this, it will help to attract some attention?
Absolutely. I think things like this are the very best thing, honestly, to attract attention. And I want to start doing more of it. I'm an introverted guy. I'm not trying to become a hype person or anything like that. But I think what it is, Milad, is just the personal connection. The
Yeah.
way I talk, the way I tell stories. I'm just a guy, and I'm happy to share and raise the positivity. And I think when you come at it just genuine and just trying to lift the space, I think that emanates out. And the other projects, other groups in the space, um, they'll emulate it if it's good and positive. And I think we're being emulated already. Not to take too much credit, but I see all kinds of projects do the same thing we were doing, a week or two ago. Yeah, I absolutely think um, just a wider net in general definitely helps you, but that personal connection, it's everything within our community, and I have to imagine it's a lot on the big scale. Just getting out there and talking to people, just the way you and I talk, Milad. I'm so happy to be here with you. Just to have a nice,
We
frank
are
discussion.
glad to have you also, Willy. One other question about this subject. Do you think that we should mix more with other projects and other meme coins and crypto in generally, and let's be extreme in the episodes just about link, but also be a little bit open for the total crypto to attract also a new people that, for example, doesn't care about link or don't know about link or they don't
Mhm.
care about meme coins. Do you think it's good to bring this kind of people also in our like in this community to be more open to the total crypto market for the total crypto family?
Absolutely, 100%, Malad. My point of view. This is my personal point of view, and of course, we have some people even in our community who only just want to talk about Link. It's all about Link. I can understand where you're coming from with a perspective like that. I can absolutely understand it, but that is not my perspective at all. I believe in the rising tide lifts all boats. I believe as long as they're going to be positive, you have a benchmark, and as long as they're going to be positive or up from there, then I don't see any reason not to associate with them, not to do collabs with them, um, by any means. I know there is power in the collective, and I know, I mean, we've already connected kind of intimately with some individuals from other projects and other things, and I just think it's gangbusters, and I just think we exponentially raise that positivity, raise the vibration, raise the idea of Solana and what's possible in there. When the positive is blasting over the rug pullers and the trenches and how ridiculous it is, that's when we win. That's when we
So
start to win. Hmm.
no, go. So for example, to about this subject, because I want to add something. For example, there are other meme coins. They are also good. They have also good leaders. They have also good community. Is it good to be more friendly with this kind of coins and be more united to spread also more the word? Because do you think that this help, or do you think more to see the other meme coins like a concurrence and be in a war with them?
I think as long as it's the right ones, as long as it's the right fit for if your two communities are similar enough or are aligned enough, I think it's all positive, all
For
completely positive from my perspective.
For example, the giraffes. What you think about the giraffes? Because I see there is a lot of war
Yeah.
between the linkers and the giraffe. Do you think there should be more peace between them, or do you think no? And what you think about that? Do you think there
Well,
should
I
be
agree.
more
Yeah.
communication with each other, or do you think no? This is like totally the opposite of what Link stand for.
Well, you see me gritting my teeth, and I'm smiling through my teeth. And the reason why is because with those long necks, they their personal things happened, that were personal to me.
Yeah.
Took them personal, and I told the long necks about it. Now, now, taking all of that personal stuff out, they're a project. They're on Solana. Um, I think it's horrible to continue fighting them or anything negative. I think if you got anything to negative to say, just drop it. Just don't tweet it. Don't go back to them. Don't do anything like that. But I got to be honest. I'm just going to be real honest here. For me personally, the vibe that they emit,
Yeah.
I don't think it's exactly what Link is doing. I think they're trying to make money, and they got some AI bots connected to their long neck NFT things. And I want to trade. I don't want to. I don't want to buy an electronic giraffe that's going to trade so much better than me because I've got 5 of them. Now that's just me. But again, I don't believe in being negative towards other projects.
Do,
They've been coming in our spaces and
what
visiting more, and I'm glad to see that. I don't mind them in there. I'm glad to see them in there.
would you, for example, like a discussion with one of the giraffes? One episode, a discussion about your project, like the Link project, and do you like a conversation between it,
No,
or do you think it's too much sensation and the heat
not
will
me,
go too much
because
up?
I didn't mean to interrupt, Milan. I would not be the best person to go with you for that interview. Now, certainly it could be it could be great video and stuff. I have personal things that I saw and happened and have not been apologized to for them. And so if it was, if it was me and the long necks and we had a referee or a line judge, I would just, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I don't know if they'll do that to other people, but they did that to me.
Okay.
And a lot of times you hear, when somebody tells you who they are, just believe them. And
Okay.
that's where I am with that. I'm not trying to fud their project. I'm giving you some personal insight on my exact experience, but I would never suggest going at anything with negative.
Because
If it's negative,
I see
just
now in
drop
the
it.
comments, really, I see is the mystery guest Joey.
Is it a giraffe? Is the mystery giraffe? Is the mystery guest a giraffe? Oh my God!
Uh, we will see. We will see. Let's wait for the end. We will see. We will be the mystery guest.
Right?
It should be something good. Other thing, really. What do you
Can I?
think that
Can I?
a lot of people saying now? Why we don't see the faces of the leaders inside a podcast like this? For example, they see why we because I saw a lot of times in the spaces that community members saying why we don't see enough the faces of the members. For example, in a podcast like this,
Mhm.
we want to see the faces. We want to that will and we want to ask them questions. Maybe a
Mhm.
Q&A live in an episode like this with one of the leaders of the community. What do you think about something like this? Do you think it's good, or do you think because I see a lot of people asking for it? Do you think it's needed?
I think it's wonderful. I think it's absolutely wonderful. That's what I'm doing here. I'm so glad you got me in last time to come and do this and share, because yeah, absolutely. I think that personal connection, you know, cryptocurrency is one thing. People, sometimes it's called fake internet money, or whatever, the all the different slangs for, that kind of ridicule it. But putting real people, putting real faces to it, I think, kind of like what I'm doing here. This is a little uncomfortable in the very beginning, but now I absolutely love it, because I love our discussions together, but also because of the um, I'm a face that can represent our coin now, and I'm kind of proud to be able to put a face to what we're trying to do. And I think, the more that you can do. Now, if your leader is it depends on who your leader is, of course, but as long as they can go on camera and you can get to know them a little better, I think that's absolutely huge positivity, and that's what
Did
people are calling for more right now, it seems like.
did that ever happen that one of the team leaders came with their faces inside a live episode? Is that already happened or not? Because I don't know that. Maybe you know that. Because a lot
um
of people asking for it. Maybe they missed it, or maybe I missed it. Do you know it?
Well, we don't have a lot of we don't have a lot of live shows, an opportunity to show your face, really. And so, as far as I know, mine is one of the only faces that are out now. T7, T7 is absolutely a leader. He is a monster leader with our community,
Agree.
and he's got his face, on his profile. You go and you see a real person
Yeah.
if you go to T7. But it's kind of part of the culture, the PFPs, the profile pictures, and everybody's got their neat little NFT and all that stuff. But I think I think I think coming on as a real person with your with your real name, or I think it goes a long, long way. Just putting the human connection into your coin, more or less, is what it's doing.
What do you
That's
think about the episode with one of the council leaders of Link, and do a Q&A with the people inside the chat, and we're gonna have some fireful questions, and some hot questions for one of them to answer. Do you think that the people will like it? The people in the chat, will you like something like this? Do you think we should organize this? Do you have questions? Will you like something like this or not? Maybe the people in the chat can tell yes or no. Is it a good
sure.
idea or no? Maybe we can organize something like this for them.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And yeah, we'd love to hear what y'all think of it, for sure.
Okay,
But
I
yeah,
see many yes. I see many yes. Of course, many yes. So people seems they have the same idea as you, Willie. There is united here. Everybody want to see one of the leaders of Link, and we want to ask them some questions. Q&A with them, maybe a half hour, 30 minutes Q&A, and ask them the questions what the people want to hear. Other question, Willie. Do you think at this moment are we at the right time? Do you think it's the right time to buy Link without financial advice? For example, will you buy Link at this price, or do you think it go lower? And what is the price, for example? Or no, do first this answer. Do you think it's a right moment for you, for example, to buy Link, or will you wait a little bit more?
yes, I would buy Link right now. Of course, it wouldn't be a bad idea to wait and see if you can catch a dip. I'm bringing up the chart right now, but yeah, just not financial advice, just straight personal opinion. I would absolutely buy Link right now. It's more or less discounted right now, thanks to the whole big market and everything. We're kind of holding our own, but we're going down a little bit, of course, right now. But I don't imagine it getting much cheaper, and
Okay.
I definitely see it going up from where we are right now. Now, that's not to say you can wait for a dip. We have dips, we have people sell, but it's kind of like you were talking about when Bitcoin hits bottom. If you're not sitting there watching it, waiting for it, our chart will spring back up higher than when a big sell-off came. A lot of times, not every time, but yeah, you can wait for a dip for Link, but I would say Link is exactly what you want to fill your bags with right now before this thing comes on.
I'm gonna ask
Everyone's
you.
scared. Hmm.
I'm gonna ask you a scary question, Willie. It
Please.
will be a scary question, so prepare. What price Link should dip to that you think I don't believe anymore in Link? We are now at what price?
We are
0.077.
now at point 0.76
Okay.
right now. So that's 7.7 million market cap. If we got down to a $2 million market cap, I would have some concern. Well, really,
At which market cap are we now?
7.7 million.
Of the
Uh,
total supply.
oh boy. Well, that's where it. See,
No, I
that's where
mean
it
the
gets.
total supply is 7.7 million. So if you count the 76%. So what coin market cap it is right now in for example coin market cap, is it 7 million or 8 million? 7.7 million, right?
Right. That's
Okay.
what it is. I'm on GMGN right now, but yeah, it's showing the 7.6 million
Okay.
market cap
So
right
when we
now.
go back to 2 million, you will be a little bit in doubt.
Well, I'll be a lot in doubt. I don't expect it to go down much. I mean, from what I see right now, just everybody is getting hammered. Um, and especially on Solana, especially meme coins. Um, but we're holding reasonably steady. I mean, 5 million. If we go down to 5 million, I would be a little concerned. I would be a little concerned, but I could certainly see that happening, especially if we get another leg down with Bitcoin. I would expect that wouldn't be out of range, but I don't. I just it's. I would not really worry unless we got down maybe close to a million market cap, because it's all relative. Malad, it's all, you don't want to trick yourself. What I guess what I'm saying is, a $1 million market cap on Solana, that's not bad right now. If you can hang with $1 million market cap, I mean, it's not incredible, it's not beautiful, but but you're a real coin on and sticking around. If you can hold a million, I feel like we've been holding at 7 to 10 million through a lot of this turbulence. And so I wouldn't really worry until we got down to about a million market cap.
Okay.
If we go
That's
below a
that's clear.
million, yeah,
That's
I
clear.
would
That's
I
clear.
would
That's clear.
question
Okay.
stuff.
How did you feel when we went to 3 million from the first tip when we went to 3 million? Were you inside this project? How did you feel? Because it was
Yeah,
very beginning.
I felt pretty good because I was hungry, and we were cheap, and I'd already seen I'd been mixing it up with the community. I saw what they wanted to do. I was pretty silent for the first week. I didn't introduce myself or anything, but I didn't feel a need to, because all of the direction that the community took without my input, I thought was just perfect. You know,
Okay.
um, so yeah. To answer your question, I loved it when it went back to 3 million. I knew how it happened. I knew what our potential was. I saw why. I saw exactly why it happened. I knew more or less the types of people who sold all the way down, and I knew the types of people that were left sticking at 3 million. And so yeah, it did not worry me hardly at all. I saw it as a strength and as a discount, and was hungry and got more link, and started linking up with the community more. It's like I say all the time, I don't the the price is not the big thing for me. It's where the price is going. It's the strength of the community. It's the camaraderie, the memes, all that stuff. um, so yeah, I
So
just thought it was a beautiful discount. That's
okay, that sounds like something that you believe in. I want to give a quick update, guys. A quick update. We are almost ready for our mystery guest. We have 10 minutes left. The mystery guest is preparing. He do his warming up. So prepare, guys. The mystery guest is coming. Prepare your questions, because I want to see some good questions in the Q&A to the mystery guest, and it will be something nice. So we are near, guys.
Do I get any alpha? Who's our mystery guest? I cannot wait.
Yeah, it will come. It will come soon, and we will see. We will see who it is.
All right,
Hopefully for
I'm
you, it's not
excited.
the long neck, because you said you don't want to go in discussion with the long neck.
Hey, bring it. They could answer some questions that would maybe bring us closer. So if it's the long necks, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. And
Okay.
if I could just say real quick, I'm not terribly familiar with the project, with the long necks, and so I don't want to speak anymore in regards to speaking negatively on it. I
Yeah, I
can
think I
say there
think that's
were
a
a few
very nice.
individual people that I had
Yeah.
problems with, and probably still have problems with, but that's not the NFTs, that's not the coin, and I won't speak on their project.
Yeah,
Just
I
some
think
particular
everybody do his
individuals.
own thing, Willie. Everybody choose his own way, and people
Sure.
do their own thing. Everybody have a mission with their community. Let's wish everybody the best, and
Yeah,
let's focus on
exactly.
our own goals. I think that's more important. There is a lot of things to solve in this project, and the people in the community, they want to bring the thing higher. For
Yeah.
example, I don't see Doge uh, thinking negative about Pepe or about other big coins. I think a real Bitcoin, I think a real big character. He is just focused on himself, and he wanna climb the mountain up, and he don't give
Mhm.
nothing about what other coins are doing or not doing. They are focused on themselves. I think that's the strong character of a coin, of a person, focusing on yourself, just avoiding the noise, avoiding all this noise behind you, because there's a lot of noise in the cryptocurrency space. It's like same in the world. There is a lot of noise. So I think the best is
Yeah.
as link community, focus on your own thing and respecting other communities. For example, me, I'm also active in other communities, and I'm also active in Link. I wish everybody best. As long there is honesty, there is transparency, there is a goodwill to help people. I think that's the most important, where I want to put my hand in and what I want to stand for. And I see
Huzzah.
this back, to be honest, I see this quite back in Link. Link is a quite
Yeah.
honest and transparent. I never talk that Link is some kind of rock pool. They want to rock their people. I see a lot of nice faces. I see a lot of nice souls here. So
And
actually,
I,
I really
mhm.
pray for Link and for the community that this thing gonna go up, because I really hope the best for Link, and I think they deserve to become something special in this space. Of course, we are new. The Link community, it's new. They need to form their place. Nothing is going always perfect from the beginning. Me and you know that as nobody else. We are in many.
Mhm.
We saw many projects coming. We saw many projects going away. So I think like it's important focusing on yourself and come with good ideas and become and stay excited. I think that's the most
Absolutely.
important thing. Do the things with love. As long love is inside the project,
Mhm.
Willy, me and you know that we are a little bit maybe a little bit older than the most inside the community. So we know very good how these things can go. So let's
Mhm.
just focus on the best. And I see there is a lot of
Absolutely.
good skills inside this community,
Mhm.
a lot of like you, like
I
for
can't.
example T7, like for example Connor, like for example Minto.
Mm.
There's a lot of strong people here inside. Lord, sorry if I missed somebody. All the community together. I think there is a lot of good people here inside, and I think they can create together something nice. I hope this thing will go in the right way, and I really hope from my heart that this community will be profitable in all the ways in life, like even
So
in
well
the
said.
money and in the rest.
So well said,
Yeah.
Malad. And I agree with the sentiment almost 100%. Generally, I do agree with the sentiment 100%. I'll just tell you a real quick little story. When Doge came out, a year or two later, Shiba Inu came
Shiba
out
Inu.
as the Doge killer. And that was one time I looked at. I was like, the Doge killer. Oh, come on. And they did fine ever since then. I just want to mention that real quick. I did look sideways when they came out with the big new Doge killer. I was like, don't kill Doge. But anyway, just a little side story. Agree with you
uh, uh
100% on the
that was a
positive
good
on
story,
all of
really. Just I want to ask you one question. For a meme
it.
coin, do you think it's better to be on Solana, it's better to be on Ethereum, or it's better, for example, to be on Base,
Yeah.
or it's better to be on a BNB chain? And
Sure.
in which place do you think there is the most chance in this cycle to
Mm.
survive as a meme coin? To step a little bit
And,
out the link at this moment, to wait until the guest comes, guys. Prepare your
mhm,
questions.
absolutely. And a lot like the other comments I've made, I look at a lot of this more emotionally than I do as trying to zero in on the finance and the game input. Um, I don't do Ethereum. I messed with Ethereum once or twice, maybe three times, and to afford the gas to send my stuff from one place to another, I just said, all right, I don't like this because I have to keep buying gas that's Ethereum So that's where I went with Ethereum. Bitcoin, Bitcoin is slow, to use as a utility. Now it's great as a store of value, I think. But now BNB, I have plenty of experience with. I like BNB. When they came out with the smart chain, it was fast. It wasn't very expensive. I enjoyed my time and experience on BNB chain, and I'm still on there a little bit. Still like them, like Binance. Um, but Solana in particular, I am ready for Solana. Solana is it's cheap, it's fast, it's like greased lightning. We had a great little spaces the other night, and CDG, another wonderful one of our members who holds down a lot of spaces, he just started tipping people for answering trivia, and he's just tipping people LYNK out of his own wallet. But that was, I don't know, that was amazing. That was amazing. I'm sorry, excuse me. But yeah, remind me, where were we?
Yeah, so the question was like the change, what you think is the best. Like, for example, Ethereum. Do you think Ethereum is dead? Because a lot of people
Um,
compare Ethereum with trash at this moment. Or do you
I
think
don't
they're
know
gonna?
where Ethereum's going. I sure don't. I mean, no offense to Ethereum folks or
What do you
for
think about the
what is
fees?
it,
For
Bitcoin,
example,
but
Ethereum fees.
I think they're ludicrous. I think the gas fees are ridiculous. That's the main reason I never got into Ethereum. To answer you directly, I think Ethereum could possibly fail, um, based on its expectations, what everybody thought it might do, might be capable of, where it is right now.
Yeah, Ethereum right now, for example, is the number two, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
should
it's the number two with
certainly.
230 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And then at number six is with 63 billion, Solana. Can you place this with the popularity of Solana versus Ethereum? Because nobody cares about Ethereum at this moment at 1900, and they are at the number two with 230 billion. Can you, for example, explain what a lot of people don't understand? How can Ethereum be 230 billion and Solana is just 63 billion? It's literally four times more, and
Yeah,
and everybody hates it. Where this money comes from? Do you think it's like from the history, or from a history of Ethereum what they made this money, or do you see even that Solana one day comes on number two and Ethereum go to the number six or lower?
I could see that. I could
Yeah.
absolutely see that. Everything would have to happen right, so to speak. You know what I mean? My main critique of Solana is being able to handle volume and increased volume. Like, when things were going hard and heavy lately, um, uh, the Solana slowed down, and I saw some exchanges have some real delays with Solana. I'd like to see them improve that on the chain if possible in regards to number of transactions. The speed is already just beautiful for me. Like I say, we were tipping around each other in a space, and I mean it's less than 1 minute. It's easy, something you could do at a checkout counter and wait for it to go through and then take your groceries and leave the store. You know what I mean? But yeah, I absolutely see the potential for Solana coming and taking Ethereum just on a number of different points. Absolutely, I
Do
could
you
see that.
think, for example, that there will ever be in the near future, I say the upcoming 10 years, for example, or 15 years, do you think
Mhm.
there will ever be a chance that there is any cryptocurrency that will come inside the space or already exist that can defeat the king, the Bitcoin?
No, no. I think Bitcoin's established. There's just under 20 million Bitcoin minted right now, and there's a total of 21 million Bitcoin. That's a total that will ever be printed of Bitcoin. So in other words, there's 4% left to 4 or 5% left to be mined of Bitcoin. I can't imagine it going away. You know, when you can't mine it anymore, in my mind, it's only going to be a store of value, but a digitized store of
Sorry.
value.
Yeah, sorry. We have something important in between,
No, please.
really. Sorry to interrupt you. I think the time is almost ready, guys. The mystery guest will come. You guys put in the comments who you think it is, because he's almost ready, and we're gonna ask him some heavy questions. He will come, show his face for you all. He is coming for you all, and we wanna have some good conversation. So who you guys think it's coming up? He's almost ready, so yeah, we can prepare.
Nice. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who it's going to be. Let me look at some of the guesses here.
So let's see what the people say.
I have an idea. We shall see.
He can come any moment up, so we are waiting until he comes up. So I see there are people saying Connor, Rock, Woomore, Link,
Connor's our fearless leader. That would be
G,
something.
Monkey. We have many different people. Logan Paul,
I
Connor
would love to see
47,
any of them. Honestly, any of them
Donald
sound
Trump.
great.
Donald Trump.
Boy, that